So, when we last left our players, the older Craghammer, the Dwarf Fighter,
Yeah.
Quill Regel, the Azamar Sorcerer, Skywoods, the Wood Elf Ranger, and Sin Akira, the Kenku Rogue. They all spent the full day basically in retreat, stop and go combat.
Right.
Ending with them trying to make one last stand and having Quill and Sky both fatally be wounded before they both fell off the cart and snapped their necks and escaped. Well, that's fine.
I was going to say, that did sound pretty brutal.
Well, I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I asked how you guys wanted to die. You wanted to fall off the cart and hit your head.
Well, I just slowly bleed to death.
So, we now start our adventure continue our adventure with Yolder and Sin riding a cart to the upcoming Phandalin village.
We did pick up their bodies, correct?
I was under the impression you guys were just running.
Yeah, I could have sworn they fell off as well. So.
Oh,
yeah, right. Fell off in the hasted retreat.
Broken necks everywhere.
All right.
Okay.
I need to change something here. Hold on. I'm gonna do one of those.
All right, guys. So, I believe Sin was driving, correct?
Correct. Yolder is not good with the horses.
Yeah, that has been proven. So, Sin?
Okay. Are we heading straight towards the town? Like, I know where it's at.
That's what I'm asking you. Yeah, you're on the road. Like, the road takes you there.
Okay. Then I scream to Yolder because we're still in a panic while running away. I can't believe we got away from those guys. I'm so sorry about everybody that we lost.
Yeah, it's a darn shame. Could probably lighten up. They're not pursuing us any further. And it won't be that long before we get to town.
So Sin takes the reins or whatever those are called and slows the horses down who are probably like furious, and also they have snot blowing out the nose from me whipping them ready to go.
Yeah, I'm going to say this took place probably about a good half hour after they fell off. Okay. And you guys were in a hasted retreat.
Okay. So then, yeah. Yep. I lead us into town then. Just keep us going then until we hit the town.
All right, yep. So you guys, Brad, you are still coming in rather nasally there, bud. Just FYI.
Oh, you can hear me? I'm like not even breathing.
Oh, I can hear
it. That's you're exhaling through your nose. And
you're not breathing? Wouldn't you be
He's
dead?
not breathing, guys. He can't breathe.
All right.
His character is dead. How dare you remind him?
Fresh wounds.
Fresh wounds.
So you guys continue on for a little bit longer, and you do reach the edge of Phandalin Village, as you can see it across a small little field. And as you get close, can I get a perception check from Sin and Yolder? You're going to want to open your paper.
Sure can, bud. Perception.
I just use my
He sees it all.
I see everything. It's because I'm not driving.
True.
What are you, Dark Vader?
All right. So you see a bear wrestling with some kids. Well, wrestling, like attacking, like you can hear it and see it, like mauling the kids.
Oh, actively mauling.
Well, mauling. You
are you? Is that air
you
quotes?
have
I
been
can't
to the,
see you
that
air
was
quoting.
Yes.
Okay.
You have you've been to this village before. You know that there's a druid that lives here, and she fights with the kids all the time, so they can be the mighty adventurers taking on the nature.
Yeah.
Sin,
okay.
A bear is eating some goddamn kids.
Okay. But you said we know that, or we
You
don't
don't.
know that?
You've
Like,
never
we
been
know.
You
here.
don't know
Yolder's been to this village.
Okay. Uh, so I look in terror as I see that happening, and I shout, "Get your arrows ready!" to a Yolder.
I'm gonna look
There's a
at him.
bear eating kids.
I'm gonna look at him and bust out laughing. And I'm gonna say, "That's no bear. That's the druid."
Would I technically know what a druid is, since I don't know?
Yeah,
Or
you know what
Okay.
a druid is. You're
Alright.
not very familiar with them because you have definitely more of a city style background. But
Okay.
you've met druids. They're just
Okay.
they're a bit of an oddity to you.
All right.
I'm about to do my
So
nose
then-
to my face. They keep-
So then I look at Yolder in confusion and tell him, "What are you talking about, man? That's a bear eating kids."
No. It's a person. He can transform into woodland creatures.
Sheep.
Gee.
Okay. I I just stare at him in silence and slow down
Just
the
give him
carriage.
that. You get realistic bird face. Just stare at him,
Yeah.
head tilted.
Come
It
on,
just,
let's go over there. I'll flag her down.
so I slow down the horses, start pulling over to the druid. Would that be a? Nah, that's not animal handling, right? We're not really doing anything.
Yeah, we're not doing
No,
anything.
yeah,
You
just
can
come
just
to
do
a
it.
stop. No big.
Yeah. I'll
So,
stand up on the cart
as you
and
go
kind
to-
of wave my arms at her.
I open. She lets out a bit of a roar, and all the kids come running at you. And you've met some of them kids. You don't necessarily calm down, Brad. Jesus Christ! It's just a kid playing with some bears. We went over this.
Wait, this has happened before?
No, he actually clicked on a spell. But
Gosh dang it. My
Hey,
fault.
you gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Ready
it's
at
a
all
midget fairy invocation. So, the kids come over, and you don't necessarily remember most of their names.
Yeah.
You're not here all the time, but you kind of remember the faces of them. Bunch, you got mainly just humans. There is a dragonborn child in there too,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
and the druid comes over to you, and she transforms back into her normal wood elf form. And she goes, "Yolder, nice to see you again." By the way, you would know her name as Aesir, half leaf.
Aesir half-leaf.
Ace here. Gotcha. Do we introduce ourselves? Does she know Yolder?
Well, she just greeted
Yeah,
Yolder.
She knows me.
Okay.
Good to see you, Aesir. I wish it could be under better circumstances. Do you have a minute?
Yeah, I am kind of curious why you're here with the Smith's cart and not the Smiths.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to talk to you. And Yolder's gonna kind of look down at his feet and kick some dirt.
Well, you're still in the cart, so you just kind of
yeah.
kick the seat a little bit in the backboard.
Yeah.
Oof.
Goes, oh, how'd it happen?
We were ambushed in the middle of the night by some goblins.
Goblins again.
The entire family, even the kids.
Between them and the orcs, man, they're gonna run this village just ragged.
And there was something mighty peculiar about them too. They had a fey creature. The big
Another
one was
fey
riding
creature.
a blink dog.
All right. Well, hold up. And then she turns to one of the kids and she's like, "Go get Vanir. Go get Vanir, and tell him to grab the paladin or the cleric too." Then one of the kids is like, "Yep," and starts running off, kind of like lollygagging a little bit, but you know how kids are running along.
Right.
It's like, these damn fae. I don't know what's with it lately.
We had two more. They actually saved me. I was with the family and, like I said, ambushed in the middle of the night. Several goblins on foot and then several more riding wolves, and we barely made it out of there, but we tried to camp not too far away from the city and they pursued us. We lost them.
Yes.
Well, how far away from the village are they? We should at least regather their corpses if possible.
Should just be an hour or two. Hard
What a,
ride
Smiths
with the
as
cart.
well?
What's that?
The Smiths as well?
No, the Smiths are about a day out.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
There are lots of wolves in the areas. I don't know if we're able to make that trek. If it was dangerous as you say it was. But
Since
the other ones are only an hour out. We can go out and get them, not a problem.
We managed to take out the alpha goblin,
He was a
the
hobgoblin.
hobgoblin. Yeah, it's Yolder language. The hobgoblin. They
Hobgoblin
seemed
leader.
pretty
fearsome.
directionless after he went down.
Well, to be fair, most of these feral goblins around here are pretty directionless. But anyways, and she kind of cocks her head and looks over to Sin. Who is this?
May I introduce Senakira?
Sin stands up and he reaches his arm, but grunts in pain from the damage he sustained earlier while fighting these orcs.
Oh yeah,
and wolves.
we look pretty rough. We haven't rested. We haven't
Oh
slept.
yeah, oh yeah. We've been on the horse trying to
On
survive.
the cart, yeah.
So once he winces in pain and gets over his pain, he reveals a feather and extends his arm towards the druid.
I'm just like, another creature of nature, if you will, huh?
Yeah. Sin stares a bit and makes a smart comment. He says, a natural creature of the nature.
Oh,
Naturally.
Yoler's actually
You'll find
gonna
there's
chuckle
no
with
more
that. He's
natural
gonna
than
go.
the god of nature themselves.
I'm a bird, for God's sake.
I mean, you do see little birds around.
But give me just one quick second here.
But regardless, he extends his arm.
Yep, just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got to look for something here.
Okay. Aha!
And as she reaches out and touches your hand, she heals you for 10 points.
Ooh, okay. Very nice. I'm maxed out.
And then she winks and says, a natural.
Oh! Got
Very
him.
nice. Very nice. I bow gracefully to the druid and say thank you.
All right. And at that point, that's when another tall wood elf shows up. By the way, they're both fairly adult. You know, elves age pretty oddly compared to most other races, but they are definitely
They look
mature.
25 for a very long time.
Yes.
Really?
They look like they've been 25 for a decent amount of time already.
He's like 80 years old and shit.
Both pretty prim and proper.
Yeah.
Okay.
The man and woman, both blonde, taller. One has green eyes, one has blue eyes. But following or with the paladin, or not paladin, Jesus, the wood elf that comes is a really young looking wood elf girl wearing just a simple green little outfit and blonde hair, blue eyes as well. Still kind of short a little bit.
I ain't that short.
Well, you didn't write it down on your sheet, so you're short now.
Okay.
And comes a more tall, well-built gentleman in some very nice armor with a white hood and cloak with it, carrying a mace with him. And by the way, you would notice that both of the wood elves are carrying bows.
Okay.
And he The wood elf comes up and goes, Yolder, good to see you, friend. You look like hell.
Ah, well, you know what they say. You look bad. How do you feel?
Ah, he's like, I look great. You know this.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you another little wink, teasing because
Yeah.
elves and dwarves.
I'm gonna look at him. Is that a new mace, or is that the well armored dude?
The one who said that would be his name is Vanir Halfleaf,
Oh,
the husband of the druid lady, and you know their child Mara Halfleaf, which would be the young wood elf.
Okay.
okay. Making sure I got the names right.
And they turn and they're like, "This is a paladin that we God damn it, a cleric we asked to come help us out with some of these local Fey problems we've been having." And this is Alistar, or sorry, Alatar. God, how do you read that? Brad, how do you pronounce
Avatar?
that?
That's Alatar. That's fine.
Last name now.
Oh, Palando.
Palando. Alatar Palando.
Nice to meet you, Alatar. That's a fancy looking mace you got there.
Aye, that is to represent the goddess that I serve. The mace itself has a sun-like design to it with little sun ray type spikes coming off of it.
Very nice.
Yeah, very, very reminiscent of like an artistic representation of a sun.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, well, you guys look like you probably could use the rest real quick, but we give you a potion. You good to go? So we can go get those corpses first. Sorry. I don't know how close you were. The people.
They saved me, but I didn't get the chance to really know who they were. Sin here was with them when they saved me.
They were just co-workers to me. Met them at a bar. Took me on an adventure. I remember them.
Ooh, is that a deception check?
That would be a deception hardcore. Let me.
Oh, I believe it.
Got them.
That's just going to be versus like passive insight,
You
right?
drop a dice every time, John.
You're not playing D&D until you drop a dice.
But you drop a dice every single time. Don't
Or
think.
get a crit fail on a death save.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
Boom, roasted.
All right. So you can feel free, everybody can feel free to roll a insight check.
Insight. Got it.
And I need to pull up some character sheets here.
Gotta find her. I think
Yep. All right, let's see. Insight check, huh?
Insight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got a +2 and he rolled a 19. Like, oh, you're close.
INSIGHT.
Ooh, he's
Ooh.
trained and he's got points in it. He's got a +3 wisdom, trained in insight, or +4 wisdom.
Let's see, part of the thing is he's also trying to lie to a druid.
Right?
You click on it, and then you click over here so you can
I
see
know,
what
but
yours is.
I didn't know that.
What's insight? That's how you can tell
No,
if
I meant
someone's lying.
is that.
Oh,
Oh, yes, that is insight.
I guess you older doing insight. Oh, I don't.
Shit.
I should have just left it there.
At 20 view.
He didn't.
The
That
druid
20s.
looks. No.
The druid.
The druid did. Yolder's like, oh shit, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's how I meet all my friends
The only
in a bar.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It works.
It works.
Literally, that's the only one you have heard.
Yeah.
The druid looks right at you
Um,
and kind of squints.
I still
It's
have
like-
amnesia.
Bar, huh?
Still have amnesia.
I'm gonna say makes sense. That's how I meet my friends.
She just kind of squints a little harder and says, all right. I think we all should go and get them together then.
Sounds good to me. And you said you had a healing potion for me?
Yep. She's gonna go run off and grab the cart, and she'll come back with a standard healing potion.
I didn't
for
think we left the cart.
Did you want to? Are you gonna ask her?
I thought we were on the cart still.
No. Another cart.
Oh, another cart. Okay.
Okay. Makes more sense.
What? Did you want to go get the cart? All right. Well, role play it. Say it.
I'm gonna go get the cart.
So then Aesir's like, all right, honey, you can go get the cart. I'm gonna need you to do an animal handling.
Oh,
That
horses don't like her either.
And I'm also gonna need you to do an intelligence check for me to make sure you grab the right potion.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
All right, yep, you grabbed the right one. You know
Okay.
it. You've helped your mom make up.
You picked up the inflict wounds.
Oh, shit.
To be fair, the other one was gonna be haste.
Ah,
That would have been hot.
The 1 HP just zooming. But anyways,
4. But I
so you
mean,
have a little bit of
yeah.
trouble with the horse. You and the horse never really got along too well, but
Falls
you
in the
really
mud.
like driving. Oh, it doesn't fall in the mud.
No, I said I do. I fall.
Oh no, he just kind of doesn't go when you want him to, and doesn't necessarily
Doesn't
take
go
the
in the
turn
right
you want him
direction.
to. But eventually, do show up with the cart, and everybody gets loaded up.
Yep.
And you all turn around and head back to grab the bodies.
So we're 2 carts in it now.
You have 2 carts.
All right. I'm gonna take a quick.
They grab definitely
short
more
rest.
of a hay style cart, like an actual like hauling cart, simple like 2-seater.
So
with a
are we still in our cart then? Do I have to do an animal handling check for that one to see if we're following them?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. Go ahead and give me an animal handling.
Okay.
And Mara, go ahead and give me another one too.
Ah,
All right, so Sin definitely took the lead and helped you out a lot. Your horse kind of
My
wants
heart's
to
hateful.
follow.
no, it's fine. He does a good roll, and it definitely like you were being nice and calmed down now that your parents were there. Imagine that. And
Do calm down when y'all are here.
y'all have proceed. Nice cozy ride there.
What's the health potion? 1D what?
God damn it! This is just the standard one. I think it's 2d4 plus 2.
2D4. All right.
Okay.
I'll have to pin that.
Who takes that? Yolder or me?
Yolder.
That would be older.
Okay.
7, 8, 9 back.
Nice.
Am I
Alright.
with you in the same? Which card am I in?
You are in
Perfect.
the cart with everybody else.
The village people.
Or no, you're driving the other cart.
Yeah.
Probably with your dad, I would assume. But
Dad and mom. It's a family affair.
No, I think mom stayed, right? It's just dad and
no,
oh yeah, okay.
Everyone's
Okay.
gone.
it's just
yep.
the 2-seater cart. Anyway, so you get back there and you see a couple corpses up ahead in the road.
So Sin points them out. He says, the bodies of our fallen comrades. And he hops
The
out.
druid turns and looks at you hard immediately.
Can I check their bodies for stuff? I mean, they're dead.
Yolder's gonna hop down and start
Are we
moving
just-
them up into the cart.
Or are we just picking them up and throwing them in the cart?
As soon as you hop down and start looking through their stuff, the druid pipes up and she's like, "Why don't we not rob all their personal possessions? We'll just simply take the gold and other valuables and leave their personal belongings."
Yeah.
And then I assume right at the same time you're gonna like flip over Sky and actually reveal that is a wood elf. No, your other person. At that point, Vanir and Aesir are both gonna kind of like perk up a little bit and hop off the cart and like, is that fellow wood elf? And they kind of make their way over to the body.
Can I also go?
Yes,
Okay.
you can come over.
Can I make my way to the other body that is dressed from a similar order that I'm from?
Yes. Yep. You will definitely notice that. Where's the insignia for the Ministry of Minstra on their clothing?
Excuse me. I was going to keep it on the inside of the cloak there.
Okay, so yeah, you would. The cloak's kind of folded up and over a little bit, right? Not laying perfectly flat, and you can definitely tell that is the Ministry of Minstra insignia on your cloak.
I will take some incense and things and oils and do like a bear kind of like a death rite thing before we take the bodies.
All right, so you flip them over and you do just that. You know, you lay some incense and say a prayer. You do notice an odd looking amulet around his chest.
Let me check here. Is it well, my character will look at it and he doesn't recognize it as any type of religious symbols of our order, does he?
Nope, not a religious signal at all, or signet or anything like that.
Let's see here. I guess yeah, I will I don't if I were to touch it, I don't feel anything weird or
Well, do you grab it?
I will grab onto it to look at it, yeah.
I'm going to need a will save from you.
A will save. Gotcha. Bam. Oh, wrong thing.
Where's that at?
Bam. Wisdom save. That's what you're thinking, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, my 3-5 showing.
I was like, well. I was like, what?
22.
Oh, he's wise.
Really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna grab that, and immediately, it's gonna be a flash of bright white. And then as that clears out a little bit, you're gonna start seeing a nice, pristine blue sky with beautiful clouds just floating along. And all of a sudden, you hear in a dark, deep, demonic voice, "My will is not done." And just flash back. And when you come to, you kind of T-pose-esque, kind of more like that one where you're chest forward, head back, arms back.
Right.
And you are locked in this position, and your mace is just glowing bright, as if the sun almost. And of course, everyone else sees this too, by the way. This is happening right in front of you all.
Okay. I was gonna ask. I'm like, are we still just staring at
think-
these?
I
You
think
don't
at this-
see any of the sky or anything, but when he came to and then like took that weird pose and his mace started glowing, you all see that.
Okay.
I think Yolder would kind of call out to the others. Does he normally do this?
It's a new one for me, yells out Vonnier, the male elf.
Every morning.
Never seen this.
He's Yolder's
Eventually,
gonna. He's gonna-
Alatar is gonna start relaxing up a little bit, and you kind of get
Okay.
control of your body back. Your mace still glowing, by the way.
Do I sense anything from the medallion, or does it feel like it's, or does it feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, like does it feel powerless? Like it's just
Random thing.
Is it still on Quill, or did you take it off of him?
I was just holding it when that happened. Did I stop holding it?
Yeah, you kind of just like drop it and stood up type thing.
Gotcha.
It was almost like a yanked up type of ordeal, like yanked to your feet. It wasn't painful. It was literally just the pristine, bright. Like I said, it was a beautiful, beautiful vision.
But I heard a really deep demonic voice.
Yes.
Ah, yes,
Yeah.
the voice of the unicorn.
I guess I will. I'm gonna end up taking the medallion to see if I need to bring that to a temple and
Oh.
have it looked at.
The next time you touch the medallion, nothing.
Nothing? Okay. I mean, I'm gonna bring it to a temple because I heard a demonic voice. I'm gonna be like, whoa, this needs to be put somewhere.
Yolder's gonna kind of walk up to him and say, "Help me get him in the cart. He died a warrior. He deserves a warrior's funeral."
So
Yes.
can I get either strength check from both of you, and we'll do a collaborative one, or just one with advantage from somebody?
I'll give you advantage.
Depp will take advantage.
Yeah, one gives aid to the other, so it'd be advantage.
Strength is what now? Athletics?
Yeah, this would be more athletics. You're right.
Okay.
All right. So the two of you loaded up. Yolder kind of takes the lead, putting them up on the cart. Feet first.
Yep. And then I hop up on the cart and then I pick the feet up.
You do notice that the hood flaps off, and on top of this Azamar's head are little horns. What's that?
Is he a demon?
Well,
Who
you can
sees this and how does it?
Arcana check. Anyone can.
Well, can I do? I mean, it being. Would I be able to make a religion check on this to feel what kind of race it is?
I'm gonna say with your background, you know this is an Azamar, but you
Okay.
can still give me a religion check because of the oddity of the horns. All right, Jayla, you can tell that this is something definitely magical, but the means of which you have no idea. Alatar, this shouldn't happen. This is an oddity, a big oddity.
But I know,
Azamar are half angel.
right? But if I see horns, would I be able to put? I'd be able to put two and two together and be like, that's really unnatural, like an evil and natural.
Like a very odd heaven and hell type combination. Give me a quick intelligence. Just straight intelligence, no advantage. Boy, that's pretty odd that there's a half angel, half devil type dude right after you got this heaven and hell vision.
That is odd.
Yolder's gonna kind of scratch his head and say, "Huh, you don't see that every day." And then he's gonna hop down from the cart and he's gonna go get the other body.
I'm gonna mumble to myself and be like, "There's got to be something more to this. I wonder if it has anything to do with that disturbance." And I'm gonna set him in the back.
Start sitting there scratching chin.
I would like to.
All right, so what's that? Go ahead.
I would like to walk over to. I would like to walk over to Sin and Yolder and tell them I'm sorry for their loss.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know them all that well. They fought well, but the goblins caught us in the end.
Sin just looks at her and nods his head.
So the Vanir is going to walk over to Sky, and he actually is going to lift up her hair and look at the back of her neck. And he's like, "Huh. Haven't seen that clan in a few hundred years. That's odd."
I would like to ask what's happening.
He waves you over here. He's like, you haven't seen many other Wood Elves besides your mom and I." And then he shows you their tattoo, because you know you have one on the back of your neck, and so does your mom and your dad. The one on the back of this Wood Elf's neck is different.
Okay.
Said, haven't heard from anyone being in this clan that's even been alive in at least 300 years. And she doesn't look like she's barely even, well, hell, she's still almost a child. She's only like 100 years old.
Hey, that's older than me.
Only
Well, to
100
be
years
fair.
old.
I'm taking these off. They're very annoying.
But So he's just gonna him and the Vanir and Aesir are both gonna kind of just ponder that as you guys get the cart loaded up. Can I get a strength check from
Yep.
whoever and whoever wants to give aid?
I'll aid.
And
Right.
strength.
So that'd be at advantage. So it'd be the 14. And you pretty much would do the same thing.
Yep.
Holder hops up there, feet first, pulls
Yep.
him on up, or her on up. Much lighter than the tall Azamar, as this is a more petite wood elf.
Yep.
And you do. Well, Vanir is going to point out to you, Sky, a bow.
Not Sky.
Sky,
That's-
sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
He's going to point out to you, Mara, the bow on the ground. He says, Bring that here. That looks odd."
Okay. Picks it up, gives it to him.
I'm going to roll a Arcana check for him real quick. I'm loving these dice.
Yeah.
So that was a 18.
Okay.
And he's like, "This bow is magical."
What is going
It's
on?
like, we might want to hold on to this. This could still be useful for the days to come.
Hmm.
And he hands it to you, Sky.
Okay.
Mara, give me a bit.
Don't worry.
He
you'll
says,
have it
"This
by the
bow
time
has
I'm
the capability of producing poison arrows."
What the heck is going on?
Is that an elf thing?
Honestly, I don't know where this bow came from. There's not many magical bows in the world.
Whole
Yeah,
bunch
I-
of firsts today, I suppose.
I suppose.
Gonna be a strange week.
We should probably get these back into a proper funeral rites for them. Do a good burial.
Yeah.
So Sin jumps into the I guess carriage or into the driver's seat.
Yep,
Let's say that.
Yep.
And he tells everybody, "Jump on. Let's start heading back."
Yolder
several-
clamber up onto the cart. I'm guessing the
Vanir's going to take the reins from you this
Okay.
time. He's like, "We have some more delicate cargo. I'll drive."
Yeah. The corpses are gonna fall out the back.
I'll stay with the bodies.
The corpses, if I drive, are gonna fall out of the back of the cart.
she hit every pothole.
With,
Do you need animal handling from me, or are we just guiding the horses?
We could just
nowhere?
guide
yeah,
them,
we
I'd
can
say.
take our own.
Okay. Cool. Gotcha.
All right, so you all get back to the Phandalin village. And they take you to the
Oh, I
local.
didn't mean to do that.
So, Yolder is making a tombstone for him. He grabbed a decent sized rock on the way there.
Makes perfect sense. I love it.
So, he starts whittling away. Nothing big, just kind of a small little cross for him on the short little drive. You get there and they do take you to, like I said, the local cemetery and kind of dig a grave for him. Not a shallow one by any means.
Jeez, we all be 6 feet under.
Well,
I don't think it's gonna be 6 feet deep, but
yeah, it's definitely like more of a one Yolder deep.
yeah, because I won't be able to get out of the hole otherwise.
So they lower the bodies down into the graves and cover them with the dirt. Yolder takes his 2 little crosses that he made on the way back there and kind of sticks them into the ground, so they're not an unmarked grave at least.
Yep.
Would anyone like to say a word real quick?
I don't know them.
It's my deity's name again is Minstra?
Minstra is the Mistra, sorry.
Mistra. Okay.
Is the goddess of magic. You
Oh, no.
are cleric of Solaris.
Solaris, that's right. I gotta write that down.
Yes.
My character. All right. I will say a short thing on the part of the two that have fallen, and I will say that, in the name of Solaris, I pray to her, and I wish that she will guide them with her light to the everlasting, place where they may rest for eternity. Because they had died fighting and they were brave, and I just and then I go on and I'll start humming some type of religious song that comes from my background.
And what song is
All
that?
right, go ahead.
Kidding.
Go ahead, and it's gonna be like an Amazing Grace style hymn. You know this.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Give me a performance check?
Boy, come on. Oh, hey.
That's not bad.
This is probably one of the best vocal performances you'll hear out of any religious figure ever. Trust me, I've been to a few sermons.
You've been to our church like twice, John.
I used to go to church with my grandma and grandpa all the time.
Yeah, that too.
Yep. So he sings or hums a little hymn for him at the end of that, and that is, I think, where we're gonna end the day today.
Okay.
So everyone, they get you a room to stay. They got a spare room for you kind of just the four of you guys, or three of you, two of you, sorry, Yolder and Sin, take over on the couches. Alatar, you've been posting up with the Halfleaf family.
Yes.
All right. So
what
everyone,
I was gonna say, what time of day was it when we buried them?
that was getting really close towards the end of the day. It's
Okay.
like damn near dark by the time everything was done.
All right.
I'm saying you guys actually, you got your dinner and everything in there too, and
Yeah, I was just wondering about selling the stuff in the cart and maybe making sure that the cart goes to. I guess we're gonna be taking it around as travel, so.
Yeah.
all right. Everybody is full. Everything.
Okay.
Let's get that hit dice back.
Oh, you want that hit dice back.
I do.
How does that hit mine?
I tried to make a point of saying I'm taking a short rest when we're going back to get the bodies so I could get my second wind.
I didn't hear you, but I honestly was thinking you were gonna do that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do-
I was like meditating up and like, oof, if it comes to it, I can flex, and I'm
Do
full
I
health
need to
again.
do that? Do I need to do that for my sneak attack? Or
No, your sneak attack is an innate ability that you get.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So everyone wakes up in the morning, get some breakfast. It's nice sunny day out. It is still fall, so it is a little bit of haze, but it is still a nice sunny morning. Yolder, you
Yep.
said you wanted to do a little bit of shopping.
Yep. I was gonna see if I couldn't find the leather worker in town and sell some of the goods from the wagon.
All right. So you go to the leather worker.
Yep.
And you met the man before. He's kind of a portly gentleman, very nice. Him and his brother own a little smithy and leatherworking shop there. And they go, Yolder, friend.
How's
I'll
it
go-
going?
Not too bad.
Do we got
Yourself.
names or just gonna go a no-name basis for these guys?
Jack and Joe.
Jack and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Me and your brother.
Hey, I don't call out your secrets.
Well, Jack, I was supposed to be guarding the family to sell their hides, and we got ambushed by some goblins on our way here, but they didn't make it, but the skins did, and
The whole family?
yeah, even the kids. And Yoler's gonna get like sad again and morose.
What a shame. And Jack, the one over that's been pounding away in the forge kind of stops for a second and kind of lulls his head, and he's like, "Yeah, that is a shame. They were good folk."
Yeah.
So
So,
Joe will be like, "So, how can I help you then? Still
Well,
look trade in what they had? I
yeah.
mean, someone might as well."
Yeah, I don't want it to go to waste here. I got, and I'm gonna kind of pull the bundles over. I've got, quite a few rabbit furs, some fox, a couple deer, and, you'll get a kick out of this, a bear.
Ooh, like a bear pelt.
so
A lot to work with.
quick question: are we all in town, or are we
Just Yolder.
or just Yolder?
I figured you and Yolder would kind of stick together for now,
Okay,
considering
so,
you're the only people you know in this place.
so
I
is
need
this
some
a-
help carrying all the hides, too.
Yeah.
Is this a market or just a shop store?
It's just a
It-
shop, I imagine.
It's more of like a dude's garage type situation. This
Okay,
isn't
okay.
like a large enough place to support like a full blown market. Just everyone
Okay.
kind of makes a little bit in trades here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine, like, individual houses with, like, the shops attached to the sides, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
very much so.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Gotcha. Just making sure.
like, well, you know, without them furs coming in, it's going to be kind of hard for us to get more money out of, or get more to make more money. How about a trade?
What did you have in mind?
And he heads over and grabs a nice chainmail shirt that he had up on the wall. And he's like, "Well, I got this little thing that we made the other day. But once you know it, we kind of made it a little short. So
Hi. Is that
unless you got the
poking at
build of
my
a
height?
full-grown man and the height of a small child," and he kind of winks at you a little bit again.
Arr.
I don't think this will fit many others. Kind of oofed ourselves on this one.
Oof.
Well, I suppose I could take it on the good faith of you making sure that these get the good use. And
I'm sorry. What was that?
I'll give him the skins, and I'll take the male shirt.
All
Not
right.
the female one.
What?
All right. You now have a chainmail shirt.
All right. Let me add that to my equipment.
These are really weird to wear. Like,
So when you add that to your like equipment, like how do you know how much it defends you for and like stuff like that?
Depp's gonna Google it, but
yeah.
if I was a little more prepared, I would actually have already added it to your inventory. But I'm an idiot and I forgot to do that.
Oh, is it chainmail, like the heavy armor chainmail?
Yeah.
It's 16 armor class.
Oh, very nice.
But then don't you also have your dex?
You don't add dex to heavy armor.
Is chainmail heavy? Or is it medium?
I think chainmail. I'm pretty sure chainmail's heavy.
I think chainmail's medium. I think you might be thinking of plate mail.
The chain shirt is medium.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what he
Oh, yeah, he
has.
gave him. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a shirt.
I
It was
don't
a
have
shirt.
chain mail.
Yeah, chain mail is heavy. Chain shirt is medium.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what plus dex?
I think that's 13 plus dex.
13
Yeah.
plus dex, so
Yep.
I get a bump of 2.
Yeah, well, maximum 2 because it's a maximum plus 2 on medium.
Yeah.
I imagine your dex isn't a plus 3. Anyway.
I think I've got something that says I don't get reduced something rather from something or other.
We'll come
Yeah.
back and we'll make sure that that's correct before.
Yeah, dwarves don't get encumbrance problems with armor.
Oh yeah. That's right. We're good. No need to worry about
Nice.
the penalty then.
Very nice.
Still not very dexterous, but
Still,
Nope.
I mean,
I'm
Thank you.
gonna put the chainmail shirt on and or just chain shirt, I suppose, and kind of move my arms around. And I'm like, I can move pretty well in this too.
You will notice that they weren't kidding. It was kind of proportioned for a human, but they just cut it really short, so the arms are a little long, but not in the way.
Okay.
You don't got it. It's more of a long sleeve shirt than it is a t-shirt. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of holler over at Jack at the smithy. I'm like, I could show you how to make this the right way if you got the time ever.
He just
So,
kind of looks at you and he's like,
so is the shop owner like old, kind of middle aged?
they're like in their 30s and 40s, late
Okay.
30s, late 40s. There's a
Okay.
decent little gap between the two of them, but they are definitely brothers.
Okay. So Sin butts in and like if Sin butts in and says, "Hey, old man, you got anything lying around for me back there?"
He's like, "Oh, we got plenty of stuff lying around for those that got money."
Ah, well,
Bum bum bum.
I'm wondering what you have. I see no goods lying around.
If
He's
they
like,
had their
you don't
goods
see
lying
no
around,
goods 'cause you're not
everybody
looking.
would take them.
And then they walk over to a tarp that is, it looks more like a skin on the wall, and kind of undoes the corner tie and flips it open, and you see that right behind that they have a rack of different leather vestments and like more chainmail or chain shirts, a couple shields, small daggers. It's definitely some simple smiths. They stick to the easier stuff. Like you can tell that the chains probably is as elaborate as they really get on a lot of things.
Okay.
Nothing of it's super decorative, but probably functions. Looks like they've been doing it long enough where they know what they might be doing.
Okay. So Sin automatically his eyes dart to the daggers and asks to start looking at them. Starts asking about prices for different daggers.
Let me Google search the price for a standard dagger.
Hey, Jack, you wouldn't happen to have an extra hand axe laying around, would you?
He's like, honestly, I think we are fresh out of them.
Drat.
I'd say we'll put it on the list to make more, though.
All right, I might be back for one. I threw one of mine at the goblin, and well, they don't exactly come back to you.
So the one guy goes and grabs out. It's kind of like a little rack of daggers that he brings over to you, and he's like, "Oh yeah, any one of these daggers about 5 gold, bud."
Okay. Now, what's the damage? Are they all standard damage? Any of them
They
have
are all
any,
just 1d4 daggers. These are just plain and simple daggers.
Okay. All right.
And
And
you know that buying stuff in BFE probably isn't the best pricing either.
Okay. So then I just nod my head and say, nothing of use for me. Thank you for your time. And I look at Yelder. Hey, you done trying out clothes over there, bud?
And then Jack, the one that was swinging away at the hammer on the anvil, he's like, "Well, look at this hoity-toity. None of the stuff's good enough for me. You done trying on clothes," kind of mocking Sin.
And I look back and just glare at him with that bird stare again, and don't mention anything. As I walk away, though, I use sleight of hand to steal a dagger to spite the guy talking to me.
All right, roll sleight of hand, and I'm gonna do some perception checks.
Oof, that didn't work.
Oof.
You gonna pay for that, Sin?
Before I roll, I will give you this chance before I roll to stop him.
Yeah, I'm gonna like grab his arm as he passes by me, because the daggers were back by the wall.
I'm glad you did that because the other people rolled worse than that. One and a 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab his arm and say, "You gonna pay for that dagger, Sin?"
Oh, I respond. Oh, this dagger. I thought I walked in with it, but my memory's a little fuzzy today.
Joe, the one who, or Jack, the one who was swinging the hammer, kind of looks up. He's like, "Well, isn't that his dagger, anyways?" Jack kind of, or Joe was like, "No, no, wait a minute. You didn't buy no dagger. What are you doing here, kid?"
So I hand the dagger back and just kind of glare at them about the comments earlier. Just talk to Yolder and say, what's going on, bud? Gonna keep buying, or should we head back, see what
He said,
everybody else is
"No, no,
doing?"
no, no. No small talk. Bird folk got to go now."
I'll meet you outside, Sin, and I'm gonna turn over to Jack and Joe and say, I hope you can get some real good use out of those furs. And kind of like do a short little nod and a wave and lead
Right
Sin out.
before you say all that, and as Sin's walking out, they're gonna holler out, "If you wonder why people don't trust your kind, that's why." And then you can go ahead and proceed and say that to them. They're like, we'll make something
Jesus.
nice."
Gotcha.
And I'll follow Sin out.
All right. Alatar and Mara.
Finally, you got it right.
What? Thank you. Is there anything that you guys would like to do while they were out shopping?
And trying on clothes.
Don't sound like that popular kid at school. Not really. Just wake up.
Is there a temple in this town?
No, there's not really a temple. I'll say it's a very, very simple, small village. Like I said, it's really,
Okay.
really not much to this village.
Okay.
Nashville.
I guess my guy is going to would be meditating on the actions that happened the day prior and the thing that I went through. And is my mace or whatever still glowing?
Nope. You actually, that I forgot to bring this up. I'm sorry. Right before nightfall yesterday, it dimmed back off finally, but it was for the majority of the day.
Yes, because I'm in my meditation, I'm pretty much just going to be searching for like answers of why I had that vision and what it could mean and whose voice it was that I heard. And
would you like to pray to Solaris?
yes, yeah.
Right. Very, very minimal success chance on this to get an answer. You know what I'm saying here, nat 20 basically. But go ahead and charisma.
Oh, excuse me.
Jesus, charisma or wisdom? I'm unsure. Just give me a charisma.
Okay. And
Just a check. There you go.
No,
check, not a save.
Oh, check. Got you. Nope, worse.
Okay. Well, you are kind of just sitting there pondering, but you're not really getting any answer. But you understand that the gods can be mysterious and not necessarily free with the answers all the time. All right. Mara, would there anything you would like to be doing while this is taking place, or were you just going to kind of be hanging with the family?
I'm just gonna try to be hanging with the family.
All right. So, Vonnier is going to go and kind of gather you guys all up. Well, he's going to gather you, Alatar, first, and Mara, you would be with him. And he goes, Alatar, so if our backup was dead in the road, do you want to see if maybe these other guys will help you.
I suppose if we can trust them. I mean, they were with them when they died.
I mean, Yolder's a good man. We've dealt with him a few times. I'm not so sure about that Kenku though. He's been kind of shady. But I trust Yolder's judgment.
If it's good enough for you, then it's good enough for me.
Mara, how would you like a little excitement? I know you've been cooped up in this village.
That sounds awesome.
All right, let's go grab those two. I think we can set us out a little scouting party. All right, so they all gather and they come and find Yolder and Sin in town. They goes, "Hey, Yolder, Birdman,
Who's calling out to me now?
Vonnier."
Vonnier. How's it going, Elf Brows?
It's going. So, you want to earn a little bit more coin on behalf of this town?
Huh? Got nothing else to do, really.
Well, I mean, the reason we sent for the people to come help is got a bit of a problem with the Fae. And we were willing to pay 250 gold per person.
250.
Yoler's gonna kind of narrow his eyes, and I'm like, "You're saying that kind of loud."
Well, everyone in this village has definitely pitched in because, god damn it, are we tired of those things.
Well, I gave the dog a good bonk on the head before we had to skedaddle last time, so I'm looking for a rematch. Yeah, I'll help you out.
All right. Well, I unfortunately can't go too close to the area. And he just kind of lowers his head a little bit for various reasons. But Mara knows the way. She'll be able to show you there.
The wee lass?
What? Yeah. Mother takes her in the forest all the time.
I mean, I am 75 years old.
Yeah, he is older than all of you and kind of chuckles, knowing that while, yes, older, not as mature because of how elves age.
Older than all y'all.
But then, sorry, spaced out there for a second.
How old is she?
On here, 75.
75. All right.
Yep. So, they kind of take you to the edge of town, and on your way there, Vonnier's like, "Would you mind stopping out at the house that's right past this while you're there and see how everyone's doing?" So we haven't heard from them in about 2 weeks either. Just a small family lives out there.
Do you know the name of the farm?
It's just the Converse farm.
Converse. Okay.
My father was talking.
Yep, should be, I don't know, family of 8 or so.
A lot of people.
Well, gnomes. You know them gnomes. Have lots of kids.
Ah, the wee ones.
The wee-
And every time Yoler says "we," he's gonna like lower his hand a little bit further,
And
which is
once
funny
you do that,
considering
the
he's a
elf is
shorter guy.
the elf's going to turn over and he's going to grab your hand and go, "Yes," and raise it up a little bit and go, "The wee ones."
Yoler's just gonna
Implying that,
bust out.
yeah, they're
laughing.
short, but they're still pretty close to your height.
Yoler's like 4'9". He's tall.
Yeah,
yeah, I
mean,
remember.
For a
they're
dwarf.
still 3'6".
Yeah.
Eh,
So Sin is technically taller than him? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm 4'8". I'm 4'8".
I'm just, taking that in for theater of the mind.
Yeah, he's definitely. He looks like the most stout 7th grader you've ever ran into.
Okay.
Oh, I'm 200 pounds stout. Like, watch out.
Stout?
Yeah.
Big build.
Like, girthy,
So I know like 3 guys.
So
shorter, whiter.
they're gonna go ahead and direct you to the edge of town, heading out. And you guys, I assume, are going to head on the path, right?
Yeah, taking
Yes,
the
sir.
cart, I imagine.
And you all start to kind of take off a little bit on the cart. And then all of a sudden you hear, wait! As
Gonna
you
slow
see
up.
Airseer running on up, carrying a little basket. And then she gets up to you and hands you all 3 health potions.
Per person.
No,
Per person.
3 health potions.
Oh, she's clever. She's
person.
clever.
I asked too.
And she's going to look at you all and say, make sure to bring my daughter back.
I
I'll be
will
fine,
do.
Mom.
I will assure her
Okay.
that we will.
I'll be fine, Mom.
And then she looks at you with that mother's look. It's like, I know you will. I just want you to be safe.
So what Mom says when I go for walks.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. Yeah, she does the mom stuff.
She does the mom thing. She embarrasses you a little bit,
Mm-hmm. In front of people. That's when
Yeah.
it's the best.
kisses you on the cheek, and then licks her thumb and rubs it off a little bit.
Yep. We'll do a little bit of that.
Drop me off on the first day of school.
She's yelling at you as you guys drive away. Why aren't you giving me a hug?
Faster.
Faster.
You guys,
Faster.
and you guys end up taking off down the path. The journey is only just a few hours. It's roughly under a day to make it to the farm, though, at a casual pace. Definitely, if you picked it up, you could make it there rather quick pace.
Are we leaving in the morning or in the afternoon?
I'd say
It would be
late morning, right?
Yeah, it'd be late morning, early afternoon. Definitely like 10 to noon-ish time frame.
Okay.
I'll assume we're probably driving. Well, no, actually, it would probably be Sin.
Mara
Boulder
knows the way.
kind of took over. Oh, yeah, you know the way. Duh, you'd be driving. Would you guys like... Where would you like to go first?
I'd like to go to the gnome's place. I'd like to go to the farm.
Yep. Figure we better check on him.
Check on the gnomes.
All right, so you guys start approaching the farm, and it's getting pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty late. Like I said, it's about a day journey, so 8 hours a day
8 hours
travel.
Yeah.
So you're getting there, and it's pretty dark. Can I get a perception check from anybody or everybody?
I'll do that.
Approach
Or
the
can we do all of us?
Perception. Oh man.
Yolder, Alatar. This actually makes perfect sense from the Smith and the sun guy.
For real.
You see smoke. You see fire.
Is it coming from the direction that we're traveling from the farm?
Oh, yes, it is.
They're dead.
I tell him to pick up the pace. We have to hurry.
There's something not right. And Yolder's actually in the back of the wagon going to put on his blacksmith smock that gives him a little bit of fire resistance if there's smoke.
I assume that goes over the chainmail shirt.
Oh, okay. It can just fit on top of it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
It's not armor at all. All that gives you is the fire resistance, so
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Perfect.
Stacking chest.
Perfect.
You can wear your
So-
apron over top your shirt.
I'm
I've
going to
seen
do
both.
that then. Yeah.
As I make the horse go faster.
All right, so speed up. You get to the or you get to the house. The horses are galloping. You show up at this farm, and there's like 3 barns and 2 houses. It looks like it's really hard to tell. Well, it's hard to tell like if the one was actually a house or maybe just more of a shed. They are gnomes, so they don't.
They're not a
Big
tall
house.
people.
Yeah, they're not big buildings, but spacious for sure. As you run up there, does anyone here speak Orc?
I do.
You do.
I believe.
That would make sense if there's a problem in the area.
No, I have.
I'm pretty sure you speak Orc and Goblin.
And Goblin, yeah.
Yes.
Where is it?
All right. So you hear an Orc, and you can see off in the distance actually, like there was a pack or a herd of people running away.
So you'll
And you
see it
hear-
on your character sheet. On the left-hand side at the bottom, there's other proficiencies in languages, and it'll tell you down there if you speak Orc or not.
Yeah, right there. Language Orc. You do. So you'll hear from the group that's running away. I told you to leave us alone. Let this be a warning.
I would like to tell the other people traveling.
Oh, that by the way, that was like a distant
Healing.
yell,
Oh, okay.
kind of like they just came in and messed stuff up and ran away. Yolder,
Yep.
or I guess not Yolder, everyone
Mm-hmm.
can give me another perception check.
So we're not. Are we upon the blaze yet, or are we still out?
You are
I imagine
like,
we're coming up on
coming to a stop right now. Like that was yelled as the cart was stopping. Yolder, Alatar, again, the fire people. Makes a lot of sense.
it. Or no,
You hear
Alat-
screaming.
there's Alatar's.
Oh, that was his
That was
perception.
his previous one, yeah.
Sorry. Still makes sense, you guys being in the lead. You
Yep.
both still hear screaming. A couple people screaming. Coming from
I hear nothing.
one of the 2 little huts that are on fire. By the way, it's the 2 little hut-looking buildings and one of the barn that's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Do I hear
So-
screaming coming out of both, or just the one?
Definitely out of just the one.
Okay,
All right.
Yoder's gonna
We'll,
rush.
we'll say the one to the left.
Okay, I sprint there. How far is it from me?
About 30 feet or so. Because you kind of pulled up in between. It's actually more like 15, 20 because you kind of pulled up in between. There's like a drive or a road that goes down the middle of all these.
Is the front door being blocked, or barricaded, and or on fire?
No, it is not that you can tell.
Okay.
Kayla, what did you say? You have to speak up.
Can I follow Yolder?
Yep, I'm gonna be running towards the house where there's screams coming from, and I'm gonna say, "I'm more their height. Try to get those fires under control," and I'm gonna move to bust down the door
All right. How would you like to bust down the door?
with my warhammer.
All right. Then I'm going to need an attack.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna
Oh,
use
Jesus Christ,
It's a door. It's not moving. Like,
I'm gonna use control flames to try to douse the flames as he goes in.
What do
All
I
right.
do?
Well, then hold up and let's do this first. Then,
okay,
can you give me damage?
yeah.
Oh, you can reroll your 1s and your 2s. Never mind. Don't give me damage. You roll enough. I forgot about that.
Well, this is
He
my
blew that thing open.
this is not my mace or my maul. This is like a bit more precise than a big club. You know,
Right,
hammer
right. But
trying to bust the lock.
I'm just saying the minimum damage still would have been enough. You're gonna smash this thing.
Yep.
So you just bust down the door, and as soon as the door comes down, the flames start pouring out a little bit with the gust of fresh air coming in, and at the same time, Alatar is going to cast his what is it? Control flames.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and tap that for me so we can get the read. Oh boy, this is a wordy one. You choose non-magical flame that you can see within range and that fits within a 5-foot cube. You affect it in one of the following ways. You expand it 5 feet in one direction. You can extinguish it. You can double or half the area of bright light. blah blah blah. I'm gonna assume you just extinguished that 5 foot.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is cantrip. So every 6 seconds, I imagine he's moving around and putting.
I'm just
flames out.
working on the house,
Yeah.
basically.
All right. The house is definitely ablaze. So can I get? Let's see, Yolder. I assume you're running in.
Yep.
All right. Perception check.
Alrighty. And there we go.
All right, so
It's a little smoky
while
in
they're
there.
while they're at the house, Sin runs to the hut. You said the hut is on fire too.
Yes, both
Or are
huts.
we all?
Both huts and
I
a
run
barn.
to the I run to the other hut and start screaming if anybody can hear me or if I see anybody in there.
All right. We'll come back to you real quick, Yolder.
Yep.
Can I get? Are you just looking to open the door, or are you just yelling from the outside?
I'm yelling to see if anybody's in there, because I just want to see if like I hear anybody or see anybody in there while they're busy with the other hut.
All right. You don't hear any responses at all from that hut. All right.
Okay.
Now we're gonna bounce back over to Yolder.
Yep.
All right. It was you made the DC. It was a really low one because kind of they're not hiding.
Right.
They're looking for help. You see 3 little gnomes in there.
Like children gnomes or just like regular
Children
sized gnomes, but they're little?
Children gnomes.
Okay. I'm gonna stow my hammer and pull one close and say, "Hold on to me real tight," and have them put their arms around my neck, and I'm gonna tuck the other 2 each under an arm, and I'm gonna start heading out.
All right. So I'm gonna say you just go ahead and rip those on out. Alatar, I assume you kind of stepped foot in there and was just kind of extinguishing a little bit while he was doing all that.
Yeah, I'm trying to just keep him safe as he's running through the fire.
All right. Give me a perception check from you.
Oh, perception.
Oh, he sees
Jesus
everything.
Christ. You see it's very odd because it stands out. Very, very odd. Sitting on a table that's on fire up against the wall, a small little statue of a dog.
What is it? Would I recognize this at all, or? I mean, if I recognize it on a perception check and it caught my eye, I'm gonna grab it.
All right. So you grab it real quick. And you pocket it, and I assume you follow Yolder out after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. So you got the 3 kids out.
Yep.
Yolder, the kids are gonna say, "Well, we were the only 3 in there." Oh, I'm sorry. We were the only 3 in there.
Where's
Our
the rest of
mom
the
and
family?
older brother stopped out to try to stop the orcs, and I think they took them.
Can you not talk about it so we can understand?
I mean, I can do it in the other one so you can understand me if you want.
Please?
Okay, yeah, because that's not easy on me either.
Oh, don't touch me there.
Oh! All right, so so the little gnome is just gonna say how his mom and his dad came out to defend them along with his older brother, and he thinks the orcs took them and then set the house on fire.
What about the other 2?
They were told to those 3 were told to stay inside and hide when the orcs showed up, and that the other siblings, by the way, it's 2 little girls and a little boy.
Yep.
They were told to hide inside.
I'm just trying to get a count of the family because you said family of 8, so 3 went to go confront, 3 were saved. Where's the other 2?
And they don't know exactly where the other 2 are. They said that they were out just hanging around out on the property when they showed up.
Yoler's gonna say, "All right, let's Let's try to get the fire extinguished so that way they don't lose all of their house.
Yes.
And I don't really know. Like, I imagine they have a well, maybe, that Yolder can start a bucket brigade.
Yeah, there is a well kind of in the center. Unfortunately, it, as for it's a well
Yeah.
and not really planned for, they only have one bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Alatar, he can go around and extinguish them, most of the flames pretty well through the one house. But actually, give me an athletics here, Alatar.
Ooh.
Would you say athletics? Actually,
See
no.
how athletic you are, buddy.
Fuck. What would this be?
What are you trying to have them do, Fro?
Extinguishing the fire in the one house.
It's cantrip, so that'd be Arcana.
Yeah, I'm just trying to thinking like time wise and efficiency and
I mean,
if the house is safe.
It's still a spell. If anything, maybe dexterity for like being
Actually, I
able
think
to move around.
This is just a roll on my end on whether or not the house is saved. I don't need anything from you. 1 second.
With the kids.
He's rolling a fudge roll, guys.
Right. Yeah. I saw that. I saw that on the dice.
You
list.
were able to save the most of their house. Definitely going to be smoke damage, and
Oh yeah.
it needs a lot of work still now. The barn and the hut, no way you're able to get that in time. The fire was already raging pretty good. So I'm going to say that those burnt down most of the way. The barn, like, it's not as filled because you know how barns are set up
Right.
with
Right.
but it's just one of those where it was just kind of already pretty far along by the time you got there.
Yeah. All right, kids, go get in the barn and make sure you stay hidden.
Sin and
Isn't the barn on fire?
They had
There's
2
3
barns. Oh, 3 barns. Yeah.
Sin and Mara, can I get a perception check from the two of you? Nat 20. You see from the second floor of one of the barns a couple of little heads poking out of the window. You can it's the barn that's not on fire, but you can see the heads poking out because of the flames. And they are definitely gnome children.
Is the window wide open?
It's a barn window. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to jump up there.
It's a loft, I'm guessing.
Yeah, barn loft.
Yeah, so
I know
it's like above the door.
Annie from Chicago, but the rest of us get it.
Yeah. So,
what the inside of a barn looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a jumpable thing.
All right, the inside of a barn, it's literally most of them are giant, big open floors with a loft for a second floor.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, if it's not on fire, I want to run in and go see if the kids are okay.
All right, so you run in and you see a ladder leading up to the loft, and you start climbing up the ladder. Can I get a dexterity save as soon as you get to the top of the ladder? Oof. 7. All right, so you get up there, and all of a sudden, as soon as you come up to the top, you catch a rock right to the forehead. Just 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you get away from us.
Okay. So 1 hit point, pretty much.
Yeah, 1 hit point.
Okay.
You took a forehead.
What do I know?
Do I fall back, or am I still holding on to the ladder?
You're still holding on. It was just to dodge the rock.
Okay. So I tell them, children, we're here to help. Follow me, and I start waving them towards me. Are there? What did you say?
They are sitting there. They're still looking very hesitant. You get the feeling that they probably haven't ever seen a Kenku.
Would Yolder have seen Sin wander over to the barn?
You would have seen the bird disappear in the barn. Just kind of ran off all of a sudden without saying anything.
All right, I'll say, come on, kids, let's go get you in there safe. And I'll walk them into the barn that Sin
Okay.
went into. Maybe he's like checking to make sure nobody's.
Yeah, as you
hiding
walk
in
in, the other people or the other kids kind of notice you and
Mm-hmm.
kind of perk their heads up, and they yell out to their siblings, "You okay?"
Y'all good?
And they yell back that they're fine, and all the kids kind of hurdle up. In grand total, there is
5.
3 girls and 2 boys
Mm-hmm.
here, but you got the 5 missing kids,
Okay.
all varying between human-wise age of like 5 to like 13 or so.
Okay.
This boy's
All right. Yolder's gonna put his hands on the shoulders of the 13-year-old, or the oldest looking gnome, and say, all right, you're in charge of the rest of them. We're gonna go try and save your family. You said, I'm gonna look at the other ones that I had pulled out of the house. You said they were taken by the
gonna-
orcs?
when you say that, he's like, you can't go get them back.
Why not?
There was way too many orcs.
How many were there?
I mean, it was dark and I was kind of, not really paying attention, and we weren't really doing what we were supposed to be doing. He kind of the ground a little bit. He's like, I don't know. There was a lot of them, and Mom and Dad tried to stop them. So did older brother, but there's just too many of them. They just took them away.
Well,
We need help.
We're the help, us shorter races, we're we get help from the taller ones, and that usually evens out. So hopefully we'll be enough to take down these orcs and get your family back. And I'm gonna kind of look out to Sin and say, we gotta get a torch and follow the trail quick while it's fresh.
Okay.
Let
I agree.
Let the
Nod my
cleric
head
and
and
the elf know. Or Mara.
So I agree and nod my head, and I run outside to Oliver. I guess I see Oliver first, still working on the house, or is he still like?
If I was done with the house, I would start trying to do some medicine checks on some of the gnomes that we saved.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
So
go ahead and roll me a medicine check for that then. Definitely a lot of smoke inhalation. Just a lot of fresh air is going to kind of just do them good. There are a few minor burn spots you kind of touch up a little bit. You are somewhat familiar with the burn spots after all. Sin, unless you got a
Okay.
torch out, you didn't make it very far anywhere.
Okay. I don't know if I have a torch. Let me double check.
If you got the explorer's
You
pack,
and
you got a
Avatar
torch.
do not have dark vision.
I don't have a torch.
Is it dark enough to need dark vision now?
Not
Oh,
by
yeah.
the burning houses, but
Okay.
much further than that, yes.
Alright.
I have a candle.
Yolder's got
That's something.
Yolder's got some torches in his pack. He'll take one out, light it, and hand it to Sin, and he'll take one out and light it and hand it to Alatar, and say, "Here, we need to get to following those orcs fast before we lose the trail. It'll be harder to follow them at night."
That's true.
And
Okay.
one
So-
of the goblins is gonna
Goblins.
perk up, or not goblins, sorry, gnomes is gonna perk up when
You
you
had
say,
me real triggered, Fro. I'm like,
Sorry.
I pull out my mace,
Gotcha.
my maul.
well,
I go into stealth. No.
there's no real
Right.
worry about the trail going cold. They just went back to their village. We know where the orc village is. They've been living around here forever. I don't know why they started attacking us.
Mm.
of the
All right.
issue.
Well, we may have to be a bit sneakier then. Let's
So
do
before
we
that
rest up
happens,
for the
Sin,
night, or do we head out and use the cover of the moon to our advantage?
Well, the kids
before
all kind of look
any of
around
that
a little bit
happens,
and go, "Well, where at?"
Where it was?
Mm.
For resting up.
where would we
Wow.
rest?
Rest up, as
In-
their house is half burnt and the other one is burnt.
in the barn, I would imagine. They got hay bales or something.
You just meditate.
That's a good point.
We've had a full night's rest. We should be able to keep going.
Are we just gonna leave the kids alone though, and just
I mean, there's a 13-year-old. If Yolder's gonna turn to him, if we're not back by noon tomorrow, take the cart and get your brothers and sisters back to town. You'll be safer there.
Okay. And on that, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end it tonight.
hey.
All right.
And when you guys wake up, I'll be back with like 13 orc heads and
Right.
I speak for
Yeah, what a beautiful visualization to tell little kids.
Well, Mara's got the poison bow,
Ooh.
so actually, I've got a longbow.
You all have
Sin's
range.
got the dart. We've all got range.
I can also
So-
speak, so that might be useful.
Well, I definitely think, like, depending on where the village is at, the York village, if it's in the woods, then we can definitely, like, pick off the patrol and, like, figure out
Yeah.
where the family's at from stealth type of deal.
I was gonna go Assassin's Creed while you guys. I was gonna recommend you go
Or
stealth
even have,
and
like,
try to
have
sneak
Sin
in
scout.
while you guys
where
cause
everyone's
a
at.
distraction. Yeah.
Well, so my idea behind handing Alatar the torch is that he can throw the torch and then use his fancy firepower to, like, light their huts on fire, because he can make it
Well,
bigger. And the
you
torch
might
is
hurt-
fire.
You might hurt the people they kidnapped though.
That's why we have you sneaking in to get him. Obviously, we do it somewhere else. Like,
Isn't it-
we're not gonna light the building on fire that they're inside. Like,
Got it for you.
True.
I'm pretty sure it'd go like recon, figure out where they're at. All right, let's make a diversion over here to draw the attention. Sneak in, get the family, and then bust our way out of there. Bust the moves.
Very true.
But we can discuss all that on our way to the orc camp next session.
Next
Yes, sir.
week, I'll be in Atlanta.
Yep.
Okay.
I will message you if we're playing Thursday. Highly doubtful because I don't get back until Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Does the plane have Wi-Fi?
I mean, I'll be back in time. It's just being gone from my
You'll
family.
probably be tired. Yeah, that'll be hard.
Yeah, we'll go tired.
By the way, who's picking you up?
All right. Got you loud and clear.
So it might be 2 weeks until next sesh.
I will let everybody know as we get closer to that.
Alrighty.
Oof.
Okay. Sounds good.
It
All right.
was fun, everybody.
Yeah, I rolled a lot less nat ones.
Yeah.
that's always pretty
Yeah,
good.
the rolls were pretty good that session when we didn't have any combat.
The irony.
The irony, right? Look at all those nat 20s by Sin.
Slaying them.
One,
Right.
two.
Anyway,
If only they counted last session when we were shooting at shit.
Right.
All right then, guys.
All right, sirs.
All right,
I'm
you
just
guys take it
gonna-
easy. Just hit
Oh, it doesn't work. My bad.
What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
it.
It's supposed to say what
All
level we want to cast this at, and it's not doing the thing, so I gotta change something.
Ooh.
Uh,
You know what my best like quote unquote flavor for burning hands is? Even though it originates from yourself and it's a 15-foot cone, is I always imagine myself like putting my hands like basically on someone and then just like fire erupting like over them and like just a wave.
Yeah.
But you could also do it as like some kind of Goku thing. Where you're like Kamehameha. You just
Yeah.
shove your
The
hands
cone-
forward and fire
Cone
comes out.
spells have always been like that for me. It's like Kame Bra.
Yep.
All right, I will talk to you guys later then.
Yeah, I think everyone already left since we're not using Discord.
So, see you guys. See ya.
Ciao, bud.